What's going on YouTube? So if you're a car enthusiast with a growing family, boy do we have the vehicle for you. This is the newest rendition of the Audi RS6, which comes with insane power and tons of space, all packaged in a beautiful wagon body. So is this the ultimate no-compromise machine for a wealthy family? Well, let's go ahead and find out. So let's go ahead and start off with the exterior design. Now this honestly is one of my favorite Audi products. I love the way this looks, not just because it's a wagon, but also because the entire vehicle itself is very aggressive looking. So the RS6 is actually 1.6 inches wider than a normal A6 model in their lineup, and you can tell that right away up here in the front. So we've got the signature Audi grille. It's going to be nice and wide. We have it fully blacked out through here. And we also have what is known as the carbon optic package. What that does is give you carbon fiber exterior accents, such as down here on your lower fascia, as well as this accent over here with this functional vent. Now in terms of your lighting, just like every Audi, you have advanced full LED lighting. These are matrix LEDs, so you have low and high beams. You have the turn signal and daytime running light up there at the top, and this is dynamic with all types of really cool animations as well when you unlock and lock the vehicle. So you do have a standard 21-inch alloy. However, we have the optional really large 22-inch alloy wheels. This is a Y-spoke design, and you can actually get 3 different finishes that you can pick from. We have this kind of dark gray finish, which I really like, especially in contrast to the silver paint. It also gives you plenty of space to see these massive 16.5-inch brake calipers. These are absolutely insane, and they do have, of course, your RS branding finished fully in black. Now moving up here to our mirrors, you're going to again see the carbon fiber accenting up here at the top. These are going to have quite a few features, including auto dimming and power folding. Also, blind spot monitoring is available, but it is optional.
Now here at the side, we come in at an overall vehicle length of about 197 inches long, and this is really where you can start to see the sexy wagon proportion of this RS6 Avant. It looks so good. You know the Toby Keith song, I Love This Bar? I think about that and I say I love this car because it is absolutely beautiful when you look at it from the side and also when you look at it from the rear. Oh my goodness. Like Drew said, I think this may be my favorite Audi product that they sell right now. And as far as some of the design elements, let's break it down. So we have a wiper right here. All of our Audi branding is going to be finished in a gloss black. And as you would expect out of an Audi product, we're going to have full LED taillights. So that's going to include things like your accenting as well as your turn signal indicator. We also have RS6 branding, and then all of our lower diffuser is going to be covered in a beautiful carbon fiber. That, of course, makes it look even better. And then we have the optional sport exhaust. So let's go ahead and take a listen. Now, if you want all these safety systems, you will have to option that onto the RS6 Avant, but Audi is going to give you just a few of them as standard equipment. But guys, there's a very luxurious cabin waiting for you on the inside, so let's dive into that. But first,
if you're new here, we're brothers, and we've been reviewing cars since we were 12
and 16. We may be young, but we love cars.
And we'd love for you to subscribe to be a part of our Car Confections family. Let's learn a lot, have some fun with all the latest cars.
All right, let's go ahead and check out the interior. First, here's our key fob. Typical Audi key fob, but they do give you special RS branding on the back. It is a smart entry system, so you're just going to reach behind the handle and it will unlock the door. And then check out the interior. Just like the exterior, it is a beautiful, well-executed cabin. Let's start off by talking about our seats. So standard on the RS6 is a Valcona leather. That's a premium leather. You got 2 color choices. You can go with black or you can go with this cognac. This is the obvious choice for me, at least. I really love this color. I think it's very rich looking, and I love all these unique stitching details that run throughout it. The leather itself is very soft and supple as well. We got 12 ways of power adjustment on board. I do want to point out that you can get seat ventilation and massaging as an option, but if you choose that option, it's going to take these seats out and replace them with just kind of the standard issue Audi seats. So you're probably going to want to skip that option and go with these sport seats that you see today. And then you also have memory seats right over there. Let's go ahead and get inside. Closing up the door here, let's look at the rest of the materials. More of the cognac leather across the armrest. We have leather across the top part of the door trim. Through the center section of the door trim, we have carbon twill trim. So this is an optional trim. It's basically an exposed carbon fiber. There's no coating on it. It's very rough to the touch, which I think is super cool and unlike anything else. The upper dashboard, again, is going to be covered in the same leather. More of this carbon twill across this shelf. It's a little bit of piano black with ambient lighting running through there. And then lastly, it is padded along our center console. Let's go ahead and fire it up with our red accented push button start. And now that it's fired up, let's get into some individual details. Of course, this has Audi's virtual cockpit, like pretty much every Audi in the lineup, but you do have special RS graphics for the tachometer and speedometer, and it still has the fun tricks such as putting your map back there in the display. Obviously, you do also have a head-up display, as you would expect, and then as we pull back to the steering wheel, we have a really nice RS steering wheel. The rim is a little bit thinner than I would have thought, but it is a flat bottom design. It has RS branding and piano black accenting throughout. Plus, you also have the special RS button to access your individual drive mode. As far as the wheel itself, it is power, tilt, and telescoping, and we also have steering wheel heating. Let's go ahead and take a look at interior storage, because of course, if you buy one of these, you want to have a little bit of storage on board. Just like typical Audis, you don't have a lot in terms of the front storage, so you have a small center console with a little bit of felt lining. This is also where your wireless charger is. You've got 2 cup holders in front of that. And then over here on the side, this is where you have a pretty big area. It's actually big enough to store your owner's manual in here, but if something goes back there, you might not have easy access to it, so just be aware of that. In terms of our shifter, this is the typical electronic Audi style, except it has the perforated leather, just like the steering wheel. Pull back for drive. When you do that, you can shift manually with these special paddle shifters. When we head into reverse, we've got a 360 camera on board. It does have the 3D view, so you can just go through that like so, and it looks very, very nice overall. I do want to mention you can option on night vision as well into the virtual cockpit. I did fail to mention that just a second ago. And then you've got your electronic parking brake. Now, one of the other only options you have with the interior is in regard to your audio system. So you have an available 19-speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system. This is a high-level Bang & Olufsen. It's about $5,000 in terms of options. It has cool features such as the rising tweeters out of the dashboard. And again, it does have 19 speakers and metal speaker grills in the door trim as well. Now, as far as your 2 displays are concerned, you've got the 8.6-inch lower display. The upper display is 10.1 inches. The lower display is for your climate controls primarily. And inside of here, you will find 4-zone climate controls. It is a haptic feedback, so you can just make those adjustments quite easily, like so. We can also turn on and off our heated and ventilated seats right there. And then going up to the main infotainment system, this is the latest version of Audi MMI Touch Response. As you can see, pretty nice response to this. It does have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which is what most people are concerned about. And then you also have navigation on board. Up above, we have a frameless auto-dimming mirror with a compass built in. HomeLink is down in the display. And then lastly here, as you can see, we have a large panoramic sunroof. It's actually going to be in 2 different panels, both of which have power sunshades.
But one of the beauties of the RS6 Avant is the fact that we have a full, very nice rear seat area, and you'll also see about the cargo in just a second, in addition to all the performance. Let's talk about this space. Now, I'm 5'9" for reference, and this seat is adjusted to Drew, who is 5'8", and look how much room we have. We have plenty of additional knee space. I'd say that's about 7 or 8 inches of room. As far as the legroom itself, it's rated at about 37 inches of legroom, which places it the same as the Audi A6 Allroad. Now, as far as other things that you're going to find back here, we have vents here in the center. We also have them integrated into the B-pillar, so you get them from both directions. I like that. And we have 4-zone climate control, so we have this touch capacitive panel here. Additionally, we have heated rear seats. That's included in the executive package, and 2 USB-C ports and a 12-volt outlet. If we fold down the center armrest, your typical Audi affair with pretty small cup holders right there. Then if you look at the door trim, the door trim's also nicely done. We have leather from top to bottom, and we're also going to have rear sunshades. They are not power, but I'm glad that you have the sunshades, and then down on the very bottom you even have some door storage. Now let's talk about the cargo area. Like I said, the beauty of having a wagon is you have a ton of space back here. Now, how much space? Well, that's going to be a question that is yet to be answered because Audi has not released those specifications yet. I will say, though, from my professional experience, we review hundreds of cars every year. I would say you have probably 25 to 30 cubic feet behind the second row of seats, and I can easily fold them down 40-20, 40 split folding. And when we do that, it's got to be probably 55, 60, maybe even 65 cubic feet of maximum cargo capacity, which is really incredible for a vehicle with this much performance. And also, because it's a wagon, it has a lot of length to the cargo area as well. So if you're looking to haul something long, that will definitely be doable in this RS6 Avant. Now, underneath of the floor, we do have just a tiny bit of underfloor storage, not much at all, and we have some nice LED lighting on the sides. But guys, I know you're eagerly awaiting the test drive, so let's go ahead and get to it. Well guys, here we are behind the wheel of the Audi RS6 Avant. We are so excited to get behind the wheel of this vehicle. In this test drive, we're going to be discussing all the things that you can see on the screen right now. We'll even be getting our sound level reading. But first, let's go ahead and start with a hard acceleration. Wow.
We've been waiting a long time to do that.
A long time. Yeah, we originally reviewed this car a while ago, and unfortunately it was a customer car, so we weren't able to drive it. So this is the first time we've driven the RS6 Avant. We knew it was going to be a special product when we reviewed it the first time, but now we're behind the wheel, and
yeah,
wow.
Several years later, it's our first time behind the wheel. You get to join us. Definitely puts a smile on the face, that is for sure. Now, what is under the hood? Well, it is a 4-liter twin turbocharged V8, and it's making 621 horsepower, so really nice power figures on board for sure.
Yeah, 627 pound-feet of torque too, so it's not just powerful with the horsepower, it has a absolute crap ton of torque, and that is good to get this RS6 Avant to 60 in 3.3 seconds. Wow.
Once those turbos spool up,
yeah, it takes a second
tight
to kick in, but
yeah, you
dang.
have that 1 second of a little bit of lag, and then damn, it flies.
Yeah, now I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's also a launch control. We have a very limited amount of time with the vehicle, so we're not going to be able to really test out all the nitty-gritty details of the RS6 Avant, but wow, that pretty impeccable acceleration there. Now, as far as a couple other elements with this engine setup, I do want to point out it has a mild hybrid setup. paired to this 4-liter twin-turbo V8 that's going to basically power advanced auto start stop. And your top speed is 155 miles per hour. In the standard RS6 Avant, you can also option on to have the top speed raised to 174 miles per hour. So quite fast, faster than what you would be doing here in the US, that's for sure, on a normal road.
Ooh, that is so much fun. Alright, let's talk a little bit about the transmission though, because I did launch that using the manual mode with the middle paddle shifters. So you have an 8-speed automatic transmission. Really impressed by the performance of this transmission. It is very fast. As you can see, you really get an immediate response when you press those paddles. I think a lot of people are going to be driving a lot of times with these paddles because it just really adds to the fun to be in control.
Yeah, now as far as power being put to the ground, as expected out of an Audi product, you have a Quattro all-wheel drive system as standard equipment. And as far as your fuel economy, let's just go ahead and hit that. It's not going to be fantastic. As a matter of fact, you do get hit with the gas guzzler tax, which is kind of unfortunate. That's going to be 14, 21, 17 miles per gallon combined. It never gets old. It sounds so good. I love the V8.
Yeah. It maybe could be a little bit more like theatric, maybe some pops and crackles, but it still sounds just absolutely fantastic. Now, as we go around some corners here, let's talk a little bit about the dynamics. Obviously, this is designed to be very athletic, and as such, when you go around corners, it really does not have hardly any body roll whatsoever. Excellent grip as well. We're not going to be pushing it to its limits because its limits are very high, and we're just on a regular public road, and that would be irresponsible, of course. But you can still have tons of fun when you're taking this on a road, no matter what speed you are going. One of the things I do really like about it is the fact that it has the rear steering system. So it really makes it feel super agile. As you can see, you just barely turn that wheel. You get a really super quick response when you're going around corners. Speaking of turning the wheel, the steering is still a little on the light side. Audis typically are like that, no matter if they're performance Audis or not. The steering's a little lighter than I prefer, but it is a matter of taste, I guess.
Yeah, and I will also point out that even though we are in the dynamic drive mode, the air suspension, which is standard on the RS6 Avant, by the way, actually keeps it relatively, soft and supportive. So even when you hit a bump, it's not going to like jar your teeth out, that's for sure. So I have been impressed by that.
That was just like a partial throttle acceleration, but just enjoying the sound.
So good. Now, let's also just discuss overall ride quality as well. So we've been spending quite a bit of time with this RS6 Avant, and one of the things that I'm really happy with is the ride quality. The beautiful thing about a vehicle like this is that you have all that sporty dynamic and character of something like even a supercar level, like an Audi R8, but you're also not sacrificing your ride quality. And with that being said, the ride quality is actually really good. It honestly rides like any Audi would. We came directly from home in an Audi Q7, and I have to say it doesn't really feel that much different in its normal drive mode. Just kind of cruising along, it feels like a premium Audi. And now we've got it back in that comfort mode, and yeah, as you can see.
Right, this road is really beat up, and it takes it quite nicely. Again, that really just goes back to having that dual character. This is a vehicle that is designed for high performance limits, but also for easy daily life with it.
Yeah.
I think it really nails that.
Yeah, and speaking of daily life, one of the things that you might be curious about is the amount of noise entering into the cabin. So let's go ahead and get a sound level reading once I get all these fan zones down to 1. It's 4 of them to adjust. See how quiet it is. We are sitting at 62 decibels. Now, I do want to point out we are in Washington State right now, so we're not in our home state of Kentucky, and the road surfaces are so much louder up here. We have noticed that across every car that we have driven today, including a Rolls-Royce Spectre. So we definitely expect that this would be significantly quieter if we were able to test it in Kentucky, excuse me. So hopefully we will have the opportunity to do that, to give you that official sound level reading. But just based on our experience on different road surfaces and whatnot, we do expect this to have a very similar sound level reading to something like an Audi Q7. It really doesn't seem loud in this cabin at all.
No.
All right, let's get into our slam dunk and airball, our favorite and least favorite element. I'll kick us off with the slam dunk and just say that we're so impressed, after spending time with this RS6 Avant, at how incredibly performance-oriented it is, how fast it is, and how good it sounds. So it really nails all of those boxes, but yet it's still incredibly luxurious. It's your typical Audi when it comes to ride quality and this interior luxury. So really nailed it. Now, on the airball side of things, I think Drew has something to talk about.
Yeah, for the airball, we'll just do one of the only things I had to really complain about with the performance, which was just that the steering is a little bit too light. We have been in and out of a number of these kind of performance sedans or wagons or vehicles basically that are designed to do everything, and a lot of them have heavier steering, especially when you put it in the dynamic mode, something that gives you a little bit more a feel when you are driving aggressively. Would have liked to see them dial the steering in just a little bit more than they have.
And as far as last things worth mentioning, we do have a 4-year, 50,000-mile basic and powertrain warranty. No complimentary maintenance. Now let's talk pricing for the RS6 Avant. We're going to start at around $126,000 this year, so all this doesn't come cheap. However, I will argue that for the level of performance you're getting here and the practicality, that's actually a pretty good price. Now, if you want all the options like what we have on today's example, you'll be sitting a little under $150,000. Now, if you're looking to buy an Audi RS6 Avant or any new vehicle, we would encourage you to go to carconfections.com/newcarquotes. Now, the reason you do that is because we have a tool on our website that will connect you with local car dealers in your area to get you the best price. It's also going to give you access to invoice pricing information, which is a great tool for dealership negotiation. If you'd like to take advantage of that, a link is provided in our video description, and we also have a pinned comment at the top of this video. And guys, that's going to be it for our very special review of the 2025 Audi RS6 Avant. If you enjoyed watching this video or found it helpful in your purchasing decisions, which we hope you did, we'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button down below. By subscribing, you're going to get the latest car reviews, and you're also going to get cool car reviews like this RS6. And by you subscribing, you help us to get better content, so it's really all a circular thing. If you're already a part of our family, thank you so much for your continued support, and we'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.